Hello guys, this is Super Mario Fanlocks here, and today I'm going to share some tips on how to film plush videos in public. So yes, I am the same guy who made how to make plush videos last year, and a lot of you guys liked the video. There's 1,000 likes and 34,000 views, which is pretty good. So that's why I decided to make this video, because making plush videos in public is actually something that can really help your channel grow. Public plush videos is really what got my channel, Super Mario Fanlocks, going. I mean, most of my most popular videos are all ones that I did in public. So there's Baby Mario Goes to Walmart, 800,000 views. There's Baby Mario Goes to McDonald's, 400,000 views. And these are all in public places. Like here's Baby Mario Goes to Chuck E. Cheese, which has 200,000 views. And one more, I did 4 different parts of Baby Mario Goes to the Movies. I did that 4 times, and they all got really good views. Basically, according to these statistics, a lot of people like public plush videos. And if you look at some other plush tubers too, not just me, most plush tubers' most viewed videos are ones in public. But the thing is, just taking your Mario plush into Walmart or GameStop isn't really enough, and there's more to it than just that. So as an experienced plush tuber, I'm going to share you tips right now on how to get you started for making your first plush video in public, or maybe your second one or third one. If you already have done it but you didn't really think it turned out that well, I'm going to share tips with you. This really is just common sense, and it's also something that I mentioned in my other video, how to make plush videos, is you have to make it a good plot, and you got to make it, make sense for storytelling, right? Because most plush tubers are like story-driven plush videos. So I'm just going to make up a random scenario here. Let's say I have Mario who is hungry and he wants some spaghetti, but he's out of spaghetti, right? So where do you get spaghetti? At the grocery store. So I'm going to take my Mario plush to the grocery store, right? So maybe I'll start off at my house and I'll say, oh, I'm really hungry. I'm going to go downstairs. So I take my Mario plush and I go into my kitchen for the next scene, because my plot is that Mario is hungry and he goes to get some spaghetti. And he checks the freezer, and they're all out of spaghetti. He's like, oh no, I'm out of spaghetti. I need to go get some more. So Mario looks at the door, and he walks towards the door. And he leaves the house, and we're off to the store. For real. Yes, that's right. So yeah, the keyword there is public plush videos. This means that you really need to take your Mario plush, or whoever you're using, in public. And you really need to make your plush video in front of other people, in some grocery store or some arcade or something. And yes, I know to a lot of you that doesn't really sound like something you would want to do. A lot of you feel a little shy or embarrassed to be seen in public playing with plush toys, but you really don't need to feel nervous. If this is really what you want to do, if you really want to make plush videos and you want to tell this good story, you got to do this. A lot of times I see people say Mario goes to Chuck E. Cheese, but in reality it's just another room in their house. And they're like, yeah, I'm Mario and I'm at Chuck E. Cheese, but in reality, I'm in my house. That's not really good. And yes, you could maybe like build your own little Chuck E. Cheese in your room or something, which would be pretty creative, but it really is better if you actually go to Chuck E. Cheese or whatever store that you want to go to, because this shows that you're dedicated to storytelling and you're not really cheaping out just by saying that you're at Walmart or at Chuck E. Cheese, but you're really not. So if you're a little nervous on being seen in public with your plush toys, my advice to you can be, well, they're a bunch of strangers and they don't know you, they don't know your name or who you are, unless you see somebody at the store that you do know, which that'd be kind of funny, but not really. The point is, they're a bunch of strangers. You're only going to see them that one day, and then you'll never see them again, ever again for the rest of your life, right? That's probably my best advice if you're embarrassed, is just don't worry about it, because everybody around you doesn't know you, and you don't know them, right? Another thing is, if you're a little nervous about filming in public and like talking, speaking up loud, well, here's the deal. If you're going to do this and you get to, let's say, Walmart or Chuck E. Cheese, and you kind of keep your camera down and you kind of talk really quietly, like, oh, hey guys, I'm Mario and I'm at Chuck E. Cheese, look at this place. If you do that, then your video is not going to be very well, and people aren't going to want to watch that, and which will lead to people not wanting to subscribe to you if you don't really do it. So if you're going to really make a video in public, then you better make sure to go to Walmart and scream, I'm Mario and I'm at Walmart. Okay, maybe not scream, it's probably not a good idea to scream in public. I mean, unless you're really dedicated to what you do, which, I've screamed in public with my plushies before for the plush videos, right? But that's not necessary. if your character in your plush videos is loud and screams, then, you know, if you want to do that, you can, but you don't have to do that. It's completely up to you. And you also don't want to cause a scene in public by screaming or something, so you should be very careful and be smart also. You know, keep in mind you're in public and there are people around you and you don't want to be a disturbance to everybody else. So with all that out of the way, it's time for you to actually get to the place that you want to film at. So let's say I want to go to Walmart, right? Baby Mario goes to Walmart. What I did in this video was I had Baby Mario have his friend drive him to Walmart, which is, as you see, I did a driving scene where my parent held the plush because I was too young to drive. Now, if you are too young to drive, what I did was I had somebody in my family who actually can drive to hold the plush for me while I film my video. And I know that can be kind of strange to have to tell your parents if you're younger, you know, hey, can you hold my Mario plush toy while you're driving? I know that can be a little weird. And if your parents don't really want to do that, then maybe you have an older sibling who is old enough to have a driver's license to do it for you. But let's say that you don't have anybody who you know who would be willing to drive with a Mario plush in their hand. Well, you have to be a little bit more creative now. So if that happened to me, I would have Mario say, oh no, well, I can't drive, so maybe I'll just walk to Walmart. And then you do like some cool little epic scene where he walks to Walmart, right? When in reality, in real life, are driven to Walmart, and then you can finish your scene in like the parking lot and just say that your character walked there or anything you want. It's really up to you. Just be as creative as possible. You know, for one more example, I did a video called Toucan Goes to Chuck E. Cheese where his character was that he does not drive. So I had Toucan walk to Chuck E. Cheese, and I did a cool little split screen where I started off in my backyard, and then 1 second later he was at Chuck E. Cheese, because it's funny, I guess. You know, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, so don't let that stop you if you want to do this, but you don't have anybody who wants to drive and film you. And if you're old enough to drive, and you do this, and you're the one driving, be very careful. I have yet to do that. I have yet to drive with my Mario plush and make a video. I would just say be very careful. That's not very smart. I mean, you know, that's up to you. I'm not going to say what you should or should not do, but that's very dangerous. And just keep in mind, I would not recommend to drive and film a plush video at the same time because that's not safe. But that's completely up to you. So now we're up to the part where you actually go to the store or the restaurant or anything where you're going. You finally arrive. What do you do next? Well, it depends on the story that you're trying to tell. So for example, I had Mario, he's out of spaghetti and he needs to go to Walmart to get spaghetti. So I would film my Mario plush maybe walking around Walmart, you know, checking the aisles out. Maybe he can't find the spaghetti, so he asks an employee, which this is where before I left the house, I would say, well, maybe I want one of my plush characters to be the employee at Walmart, so I would bring more than one plush, which I would recommend bringing some kind of bag. If you decided that you wanted your other plushie to be the employee at Walmart, just make sure that you bring him in a bag. And also, one more little tip, if you're going to bring a big bag into the store full of toys, you might want to be careful because the employees at the store might think that you're stealing stuff. So what I would recommend is just maybe film yourself before you walk into the store with all of your items, just in case somebody stops you. Usually that does not happen though. I filmed at a bunch of places like Walmart and GameStop and the mall, and I've never gotten stopped by anybody thinking that I'm stealing something. But just in case, maybe just prove that you had all the items beforehand, before you walk into the store. But like I said, I've never had that happen to me, so I wouldn't know. But that's just what I would do if I was doing this again. Back to the other options here. I have two options. Either bring my other plushies to play other characters at the store, or you go the more risky route and you bring your Mario plushie up to a human employee at Walmart and you ask them a question for your video. Now, that's not very good because, you know, some people don't want to be filmed, and, you know, you wouldn't want to film a employee without their permission, right? Because you could get into legal trouble. That's not really good. If you really want to do this, you might want to ask the employee beforehand and say, hey, would you mind being in my plush video? Maybe they want to be an actor and maybe they want to do it. Or maybe they're just cool and they say, sure, I'll be in your video. But if they don't want to do it, you don't do it. I mean, you don't want to bother people in real life. And if you don't want to deal with that at all, then I would recommend just bringing your other plushies and maybe have your friends play the other characters with you. So that's a nice segue. And then my next topic is if you have some friends who would like to film this video with you, that could help your confidence a lot. Because I'll tell you what, I used to film public videos with my cousin who plays a very popular character known as Blue Monkey on my channel. And when he was there, it was easier on me, especially when I got a little bit older to do plush videos and I needed to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Well, I had my younger cousin who was still a kid could go to Chuck E. Cheese with me, and it would make more sense for us to be there, right? Which is another thing. If you want to film like at Chuck E. Cheese or maybe like at the McDonald's play place and you're a little bit older, like myself, in real life I'm 18 years old, I'd be a little bit too old to walk into a McDonald's play place and maybe go down all those slides or even go to Chuck E. Cheese, which really sucks though, because when I was a kid, I would go do all these things with my plushies, right? But now that I'm a little bit older, in real life, I can't really go into a Chuck E. Cheese play place anymore because I'm too old, right? But maybe you have a little brother or a little sister, or like me, and you have a cousin who's younger that can come with you to these Chuck E. Cheese places or, places that older people really shouldn't be. You can bring your younger family member there and have them film the plush video for you. But if you are young and you can do all this stuff, then you can just go ahead and do it. Many plush tubers do it, and nobody really cares. But if you get stopped by somebody who sees you filming and they say that they don't want to be in the video, it's probably best to not show them in the video. So my next topic is, let's say you walk into GameStop or some place and they see you filming and they tell you to stop filming. Well, this has personally never happened to me, and I was a bit younger, maybe like 13 years old, and I was a bit more dumb. I went up to a GameStop employee and filmed my plush video right in front of her face. She didn't really care, but let's say that, she did care and she told me to stop filming, well, I would have to stop filming. Now, if you try to film secretly and they catch you, you might get kicked out of the store. You really don't want to argue with what the people say. If they tell you that you can't film, then you can't film. But maybe if that happens, like let's say you're in GameStop and they tell you not to film, well, maybe Google some other GameStops near you or just completely change up your video and film somewhere else. If you just use your phone as your camera, people won't really notice that you're filming, which is exactly what I did, which is what I would recommend. But if you are a bit more higher quality and you need to use an actual video camera to film this public plush video, I would be cautious of the employees, because most stores and most restaurants don't like to have video cameras in them. It's just part of their policy. But if you want to bring your camera in there, then maybe ask permission from the store owner if you can film. That would be the best case scenario, because then if you do get stopped, you can tell them that you have permission from the person who works at the store. There's just a bunch of things that could happen in public, and it's a little hard to predict what can happen. And I even filmed in like movie theaters, and they really don't like you filming in movie theaters. And I guess a quick little tip on that: if you're gonna film in a movie theater, obviously don't film the movie because you'll get copyrighted. But you can do what I did and just film in the theater, go to the arcade maybe. There's just a bunch of different things that could happen, and I hope that I talked about everything in this video. But if you guys think that I forgot something, then go ahead and comment it in the comments down below. And with that being said, that is my tips for filming a plush video in public. So I would highly recommend, as a growing plush channel, this is a good way to get views, because a lot of people love watching public videos, but they're not necessary. If you don't want to do any of this, you definitely don't have to, but they definitely help your views. So with that being said, guys, I thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you guys are making cool plush videos, and I'm glad that all you guys like my tips on my last video, how to make a plush video. If you have not seen that, definitely go back and watch it. If you guys want any more topics for me to cover about plush videos, comment them down below. I'm a PlushTuber with over 8 years of experience, and it seems that a lot of you guys nowadays would rather me talk about how to make plush videos rather than actually making plush videos, because my how to make plush videos video got a lot more views than my other plush videos. So if you guys want me to take more of a behind the scenes role and give you guys tips, then I'd be more than happy to. Thank you guys for watching, and stay creative, have fun making plush videos. And I would love to see what you guys make. I would love to watch all of your videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Super Mario Fanlocks, and goodbye.